From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Rhori Johnston here. Boy, I'm just getting mic'd up. This is a fast run, John, over from the main
Well, you're not even sweating, man. You look good.
We made it. It's Monday night on Open Line here on News Channel 5 Plus. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to get plugged in so I can hear my producer. As you see, John Navin is here with us once again tonight, financial advisor. John, thanks for being patient.
My pleasure. Nice to see you.
We had some technical glitches on the set, and we were just kind of sitting over there on our news set, waiting, and then finally I said, I think I should run out there. All right. We're here, 737 plus the phone. The phone's always working, folks, so call in tonight. John Navin, of course, with John Navin and Associates is back with us. He's been here a number of times over the last few months, and we appreciate him taking the time after a busy day coming here to talk with us. And tonight we're going to talk about all things investments and money, and he's here to offer you some help. So please give us a call at 737 plus. What's new?
Lots of stuff.
Staying busy.
Staying busy. The market crashed a little bit.
Yeah, it did. So that was on my list to talk to you about right off the bat was the stocks and how your clients react and what you tell them when we see this kind of volatility in the stock market.
Good question. The biggest thing that we see, or at least that I've experienced with my clients, I did not get one phone call. So that tells me, yes, that's beautiful. Because what happens is, as we've talked before, we use this multiple bucket approach. We're using a cash bucket. We're guaranteeing as much as we possibly can their income. If they want an income guaranteed stream, we take care of that. We have short-term money and they have long-term money. And really what it was is that they're educated, so they get that the market's going to go up and down. There's going to be volatility swings. The biggest thing you can do is not overreact. Right. And so, yeah, we sent out an email. We reassured everybody. We did I made a phone call to the top clients, and everybody was good. Yeah.
When you see this kind of volatility, though, is there ever a time? Let's go back to 2007, 2008, when the market really went down. Then what do you do? I mean, these fluctuations, a couple hundred points, and China's doing this and that, and I hear a lot of people saying, well, we expected a slight correction, so this is okay. But when you see something like we did during the recession, where I remember my 401k or my IRA, at one point, I didn't even open the statement every month because, I just didn't want to know because it was cut in half.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say the 401k went to a 201k.
Yeah, exactly. In those cases, then I can see the phone ring where people start to get, gosh, I'm hearing all these ads about going into gold. Should I shift everything? What should I do? Yeah,
one of the biggest things we talk about is don't confuse entertainment with advice. So a lot of that is on TV, and it's trying to get us to make a move or scare us or be fearful. Now, if you don't have a plan, you should be fearful. And if you didn't stress test your portfolio, and I know we're going to talk about that a little bit, you should be fearful. And if it's not allocated properly, you need to make some changes. Because what happened in 08, where a lot of clients, or not my clients, but prospects, I'll say, or people who were coming into my office were afraid because they didn't have a plan. And so they were trying to hang on for because fear and greed are two of the things that drive the market. And so they were trying to hang on, I'm just going to go a little bit longer than the market crashed like it did. Some of these folks had to go back to work.
Why is it that fear and greed can really manipulate the market the way it does, and emotion? After all these years and after all we've learned, there's still investors on a big scale who do have knee-jerk reactions, and that can have a ripple effect for everyone.
For everyone. I think it's human
nature.
Human nature. Yeah. It's just the way we are. We get fearful or we get greedy, and we think that we can do it, or we have the next best idea or hot ticket, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
Right. Well, one thing I wanted to ask you too tonight is the Main Street investor out there, not the Wall Street, just typical folks like you and me who are doing their best to save a little and plan ahead. They get intimidated, number one, and procrastinate. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't, I'll just leave my money here, and it's just too much to think about, and I've got the, family to deal with and job, and it's just too much. Yeah. And literally, because I've noticed, I've put off meeting with my financial planner for months, and I thought, man, I really need to have another meeting and sit down and make sure everything's lined up. But you want your clients to come in and talk with you and not put off that phone call.
No, and people who are thinking about making the change, they should come in for a second opinion. And I often say that, I say, you know, you can't get a second opinion from the person who gave you the first opinion. So you've got to take a step and make sure you're in the right place. So you mentioned about 6 things there. So let me see if I can go back and, and get them all. The one was the uncomfortableness. So first of all, sometimes people are intimidated. And our industry does a very good job of making you feel stupid. They want to put you down. They talk above you. They throw out fancy jargon because they think if they throw out some fancy jargon, you'll pay them some more money. And so it's unfortunate because most people then don't make a decision because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. So they stay where they are. We just don't open the statement. The next place is, how do you find a good advisor? So where do you turn to get that information? People you trust, entities you trust, a la News Channel 5. You know, people know this, they're credible, they're reliable. Do some research on who you're looking to meet, but just go meet some people. Anybody will meet with you, and they should meet with you for a complimentary consultation. But learn what's available and what steps you should take. And if you're not comfortable, don't do it.
Right.
You know, get comfortable. The process does not have to be intimidating. Get the information.
And not only are people afraid that, you know, maybe they don't have the knowledge necessary, and like you said, the advisor's going to talk over their heads, but also that maybe they're going to get scolded. Right?
Scolded.
Wait a minute, you're how old, and you're only making X amount of dollars, and you've only saved, you know, because most people feel like, gosh, I just, this is all I have right now, you know.
Well, there's an ancient Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago. Yeah. The second best time is today. So you can't look back. You've got to go, you know, I didn't make those changes or those decisions earlier, but you can make them now. Right. So you can always make some changes.
Get started anytime.
Get started. Yeah.
You can get started if you'd like to call in tonight, 737+. You know the routine, our regular viewers, 615-737+. A great opportunity, as we've said, to talk with an expert. John is here to take your calls. If you have any, let us know. And coming up in just a bit, we're also going to be talking about 6 retirement habits to establish today. We're talking again about making those changes, making them today. And this, you know, you get up every day and you go through your routine and you go to work and you take care of the kids or whatever. Everyone's busy, but yet so many people don't take the time, a little bit of a time, to establish these habits, to stop and take a look at where their money's going. And when you really do, and I've done a budget before, it was eye-opening.
That dirty word.
Yeah, the budget. It's hard to write down everything. Where are my dollars going? How am I allocating my dollars? And it's really eye-opening to see, wow, I spent that much this past month on dining out. Yeah. You know, I didn't think I spent that much, you know, those kinds of things. Obvious places right away where I think, boy, I could cut there and I could cut there and I could have a little extra money every month. Makes a difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. And are you familiar with the time value of money?
No.
Okay, I'm not sure if we've talked about this before.
We may have earlier, but
the time. Well, we'll talk about it again. There might be somebody that hasn't heard. The time value of money basically says when you purchase something and you set your budget, and so if you're allocating dollars towards a certain thing and you're going to choose to spend money there, you also lost the opportunity to use that money somewhere else. So, if you want to buy the big screen TV, and the big screen TV, let's say, is $2,000. Right. Well, you've got to pull that $2,000 from somewhere. Sometimes we put it on credit card, which makes us doubly not so good. But the good thing to remember is that $2,000, if you pull that out of your investment plan, you lost the opportunity to have that money grow. That money has a time value on it. So if the market is going to return 9%, let's say, if you're in a growth market, no guarantees, there's my disclaimer, but if you're going to average 9%, that money is going to double every 8 years. So if you're saving money for retirement, you've got 30 years to retirement, Divide that by 8 years. 8 into 32 is almost, what, 4 times? So your $2,000 is $2,000 to $4,000, $4,000 to $8,000, $8,000 to $16,000, $16,000 to $32,000. So the big screen TV you bought for $2,000 actually cost you $32,000 in retirement savings.
And if you put it on a credit card with a high interest rate and you don't pay it off, you know the $2,000 is going to end up costing you a lot more as well. Wow. It builds up fast. All right, we do have one caller on. Caller, hold on. We're going to take our first break, come back, take your call, and maybe many more with John Navin here on Open Line. Stay with us.